now?
I'm now still in Dharamshala in Himachal
Okay.
Pradesh,
You
but
like
I believe
mountains?
I like good weather, especially this time. You know what do you mean? What I mean?
Okay.
So in few weeks maybe we start our trip to Bangkok. There will be CP Chai there, so it will be perfect match.
Mhm.
So the last weeks,
Great. Okay.
He's continuously
yeah.
traveling from one country to
Okay.
another.
Oh, so this is like a dream,
Very
na?
difficult
Ki
to catch
doing
him.
job in PV and then traveling also. Wow,
It's very
passion भी
difficult
साथ
to
में चल
catch
रहा
him.
है. Right, right. So, have
Yes.
you learned any Hindi, Greg, by now, living in Dharamshala? Or maybe,
How to
yeah.
say? This is so international. International part of India. Yeah, I mean, I'm still on my path. Let's say we start with menu.
Okay. Okay, that's sweet. That's very sweet. Okay. Um, guys, as we want it to be a tiny one and not make it very lengthy, but still, I have some very important questions that I want to discuss with you people. So this is the first time I am, so fortunate to talk to two great men and two CEOs at the same time. So I mean, this is a great day. This is going to be a nice Sunday for me, nice weekend. So I'm just going to give a tiny introduction about both of you, and then we'll start the discussion. Um, who should I ask the questions first? Greg, you want to go first? Sir, you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first with Greg.
Greg.
He's good.
Okay.
This depends. This depends on topic
As
actually.
he's our host. Hey, he's
Yes,
our
Okay.
yes,
guest now.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. We both guess depending on the topic here because I'm more aware. Like I'm from the vendor side, that technology side. Chinmaya is the perfect match for the real career and educational perspective of what's going right now, especially here in Bharat. So this is will be really insightful. I could share the perspective of the AI and actually the spheres. I understand. I heard a lot from the industry about that.
Okay. Okay. So should we begin?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just check if the recording's going on already. Yes. Yes, we are recording. Great. Great. Okay. So yeah, let me start. Hi guys, welcome back to the Pharma Daily. And it is a great Sunday where we have two CEOs lined up to talk to us and guide us about the world of pharmacovigilance. And I'm very fortunate and grateful to speak and to get a chance and opportunity to talk to these guys because they are owning their own companies, they are running big projects, and they have all the knowledge about pharmacovigilance in the world. So we are here with lots of doubts and lots of queries that we have regarding our profession. And these people are here to generously teach us the, best parts and what are the things, realities about the world of pharmacovigilance. So I'm just going to say one-liners for them. I'm not going to hype a lot because they are such great men and you can then Google them and search them on LinkedIn when you want. Okay, so we have Greg Mitchells with us. He is the CEO of PV.app. And we also have Dr. Chinmaya Mahapatra. He is the owner of his own company named ClouisMed. So both of these guys, we are going to question them. We are going to ask them lots of doubts and queries about pharmacovigilance, and they're going to answer it, which is going to help us understand how and why our profession is so important and inevitable in in terms of drug safety and in terms of pharmaceutical industries. Okay, so let's go ahead with Greg. Thank you so much for making time for us on a Sunday. Shows your commitment and your CEO traits as well. Always hustling, never stopping the work. I said the same thing to Chinmay sir also when we started the call.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
actually just moving. Just thank you, Mitali, for that opportunity, actually, and thank you, Chinmaya. I really like that we're doing this together. Absolutely agree with you. And the main topics about career path. Does it need, like, a lot of y'all are actually struggling or where to go in their life. So I remember in my time, I never thought that in my time that I will be working in that particular field, like a pharmacovigilance, like a post-marketing. So this is actually a good question for me as well. I can't say that I'm on old enough, but yet this is ultimately important topic for now. And from our perspective, from PV app team, we like I from my personal career and teams paths, they seen how this AI fast and buzz started to develop about like a year and a half ago. And of course, this was a big spikes. All that news and media treated that this should be the new fear for thinking, for I don't know, doing something with that, changing the university programs or what, or maybe to switch the jobs to something to commodities, you know. So this is actually not this picture as it's seen from the first time. So I hope that we'll cover that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So let's begin with you. I just want to know what's your journey, where you started, where are you from, your personal journey first, and then we'll talk about the company. Please tell us something.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Greg. I actually from Central Asia, Uzbekistan, if you know where is that. This is the CIS country. This is right above the India. And my path actually was from the IT background, and this was the most significant point. It's when I started to work in CRO, so it's a clinical research organization for clinical trials in Europe and CIS. So there was a sub project with electronic patient diary when the patients, it was like 2018. So it was like not mature technologies for all of that, you know, like a palms. So patients are participants of the clinical trials are filling the electronic questionnaires, and that information goes to the statistics of the clinical trials. I'm just basically. So after that, I realized how actually this industry, this part of the world requires some good solutions, some proven straightforward. You know, that's the great user experience, because this is the big lack of many pharmaceutical application software tools, that they are not like your mobile phone. They are not like some fancy feed, Twitter, I don't know, X, something like that. This is way needs some time and effort to adjust to the real request from the users, from the society, from the professionals. So that's made my decision to switch my role here. And after some time, I was in like a vendor for many big pharmaceutical companies and CROs. So I've had the chance to look at this topic. It was the idea. Now this topic discovered like with all the shades. So I've seen how different companies, different teams, different countries and parts of the world solves the same troubles, the same problems in still in struggle. It's and still in a not the optimal way with really like rural technologies like. So I've seen how they outperforming themselves. How many people just sitting and I don't know, sitting with the computer all day and can't live their life because and can't achieve their, you know, points, performance, whatever KPIs, just because of the tools. we need the new hammer, and we need to embrace this hammer. That's the idea.
Right. Okay. So now let's talk about what exactly is the PV app. What is the company about and what's the app about?
Yeah, so PV app, this is the, of course, software vendor for pharmaceutical and CRO companies, so working in pharmacovigilance. This is the converged system, like all-in-one for for case, the safety case, individual safety case intake from the real world, then processing and management through the process, like it depends on the project, the doctors, the pharmacists, and it goes to the pharmaceutical company for post-processing, medical assessment, and proper reporting in different parts of the world and different regulatories, like all in one connected chunk. So this can be utilized as the just patient side on the patient side. So it can be just the easy filling with interconnection variables without. It can be as the separate pharmacovigilance database, as we know. And the most important thing is the most neat product in the market. I mean, you can make the quite complex quite complex work there in a few taps. So this is the most important. You need to spend your effort, your working hours. Let's be basics. Uh, on something like expertise, on something in expert field, not in like trying to dig some number from table. Not this. This is we need to solve already.
Right. Okay. Great. So, my next question to you is about the AI and the ML. You know, there is a myth going on around in the world that, AI is going to take away the jobs. So, when we talk about pharmacy students and we talk about freshers, so they are also hearing this thing from social media, from YouTube channels, and from everywhere that they may not be knowing what exactly AI is or how to harness the power of AI, but then they've heard the negative part of it, that AI is very dangerous, it might take away our jobs. And when we are talking about the pharma corporate world or the software jobs related to pharma IT jobs especially, there this myth is starting to develop, or mindset is starting to develop, that they are very in danger if they're going for a job for corporate, especially in PV and in clinical data management, because some or the other day they will be replaced by AI, so their job will be completely taken over by AI. So this is the kind of feeling that the new students have, the freshers have. So what would you want to say about that?
First of all, like be absolutely confident that AI will not take your job. I mean, this should we should start with that. Uh,
Yes.
this is just a phrase, right? Like AI will take our jobs, but when you start working with some glimpse of AI that we know, like a well-known OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Anthropic Claude, or Grok, or any other language models, when you can chat with the chatbot and it will reply you like a human being. Uh, if you ever tried to do something like in your professional job there, you realize where is the lack, where is the actual difference between all that LLM models and actually your job that you're afraid of losing. This is big difference, and especially in pharmaceuticals. There is another part about the regulations. We'll maybe Chinmaya will take a bit about the regulations. It's impossible to just use anything from internet inside the pharmaceutical reporting inside the safety reporting. So the most important here is, like in the old times, of course AI is useful in some absolutely simple tasks and simple and repeatable tasks that everyone hates to do. I mean, there is almost like a few people in the world that maybe like to dig in Excel just because, and they need to spend time on it. This is the most important, to embrace this possibilities and actually start developing more this AI. AI here, especially in pharmacovigilance, of course, yeah, you can sort it out something, but no AI will do the proper now. I mean, yeah, there is some works on that, but it will not do all the work like in one button, right? You can't just make a case and take assessment, do the proper assessments of certain reactions, uh, understand if this is medical confirmed or not, how it's with the instruction, and so on and so on, and then automatically report in all the regulatories with all the nuances that we have in the world. No, this is not for now. This is maybe, I hope it will be in a few years. I mean, we're working on that, but we're working on that not because we want to, start more layoffs here. This is to start putting at last, to start putting your efforts, your professional expertise that you studied for so many years, not on sorting the tables, not on trying to dig this simple thing in basics, to switch that expertise to your brain efforts, to the most important that we have, the prediction, to this
I think,
our yeah. So
Greg, I
a lot
think
of
we were
stuff
not
are
able to
here.
hear the last few words that you said. Maybe there was a technical glitch. Could you just repeat just the last line? Yeah.
The most important, that's the start to see how you can embrace and use AI, you can switch your expertise to something more than just the simple work. So I believe AI will not take our job, and AI will help us.
Okay, so we have one establishment from the call that AI is not going to take away jobs. Dear audience, dear freshers, and everybody who's already working in PV and has like 3-4 years of experience, please listen to a guy who has the knowledge and who's sitting on the top of the pyramid. He's telling you he's not going to lay you off. There is nobody, the jobs are not going anywhere. The
There's
jobs are
so
going to
few
make
space. I'm
easy.
afraid to fall down.
Yes, yes, of course. So we have one thing established: PV or any kind of pharma or corporate jobs or pharma IT jobs. The jobs are not going anywhere, right? And it's gonna make the job easy, and we'll be more working on the intellectual side and the more knowledge side of what we gained in during our studies, during our degree courses, and everything. That's what you want to say, right? Okay, so if we talk about the future of PV, Greg, what is your opinion? Like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, or should I say 15, 20 years down the line, where do you see where is the profession heading towards?
I think this is pharmaceuticals is this is a long journey, right? Especially with regulations. I see a lot of countries are adjusting, adopting rules and certain regulations, especially in AI, including the recent EU Act. But still, it's just like recommendations. It's just in the part of not directly with medical, how to operate with medical information. There's no guide like that. There's no guide, and actually this is only the industry decision how to regulate itself, right? So I think in the 5 years we'll see the certain acts like protocols that big companies and the smaller companies will adopt in the interaction with the PV. So I hope that in one day I will see that the pharmacovigilance database, the most important part of it is, of course, the country-based pharmacovigilance databases will be more integrated, because this is the most important part. And apart from the integration, this is about the reaction, right? One thing is to know about some recalls. The other thing is to do something in your field of responsibility, when you can actually save lives by recalling some medications or medical devices that could harm. So I hope that we will see the short. This is my actually maybe more pessimistic prediction that there will be, of course, more precise data. There will be more freed up time for making some prediction and signal management. But at the same time, I hope that the system will be generally more quickly reacting. So the society and certain families, certain human beings will get something from it back, right? So uh, I hope that it will be interconnected, not only on government level, it will be interconnected like mesh. So the one pharmaceutical company can just put in, let's put here another technology like blockchain, the information about that something wrong, or we need to put attention. So that information will be interchanged with the other players, in the same time keeping the confidential and market decision making information, and keep the patient safety, not like just the word, right? And just actually save lives when you just been in the pharmacy trying to buy something, and right in that moment something happened, that pharmacist will say, oh, sorry, I have a notification that I can't sell you this.
Okay. Real-time basis, not selling the medication. Great, great. So hope to see that day come soon, because we do know that there are dreadful kind of adverse drug reactions that patients face. And if we talk about India specifically, we don't really talk about ADRs. You know, we face ADRs every day, day in and day out. Even for a simple viral fever, we are taking antibiotics and all the different medications that are prescribed by the doctor. And the end of the day, you will hear the mom inside the house telling you that you must take milk today because you took so heavy doses. It's gonna create some or the other ADR, but she doesn't know it's gonna be, you know, something wrong. But she'll give you a cup of milk just to compensate the ADR that's going to happen or something. Or even if you're taking a headache medication or any kind of thing that is going wrong, we don't address it that it is an ADR. We don't address diarrhea happening after taking the medications, or headache or drowsiness happening after taking the medication, that it is an ADR, because of the lack of awareness, right? Amongst the people, amongst the physicians, amongst the healthcare professionals, other healthcare professionals other than the pharmacists. Okay. So hope to see a day when not only in India, all across the globe, we will have people who know that, okay, I am taking the medication and this thing that is happening after taking it is an ADR. People don't know it. What generally, if I talk about the practical world, especially in India, what I see, and even I have done the same thing whenever I have been across such experiences. We generally go for a second opinion with the doctor. We go to our own physician and tell him, okay, this medicine is not working out for me. Please change the prescription. We don't look after whether this particular drug is bound to do such kind of ADR, because we don't address it. We don't give it the title that, yeah, it is an ADR. We don't accept that thing. So we hope to see a day when everybody knows, okay, what an ADR is. And then we also hope for a day, the one that you showing us, that okay, the pharmacist would stop selling that drug, saying that, okay, I have the live notification right now that this is the one. Actually, we have a PVPI, Pharmacovigilance program of India, but very less people are connected with it. So I was fortunate enough to get a training over there. And since they have my contact IDs and everything, so I get a text message on my phone whenever there is some major kind of ADR going on because of a particular medication. So I get that over a certain, maybe once in a week or something, if any big ADR comes on the brim of the line, something like that. But yeah, it's not for the whole world, or it's not for the normal general population. It's only for people who are connected with them in some or the other way, either went for a training or something like that. So we hope to see a day like that, not only in India, but across the globe. Yeah. So thank you so much, Greg. I would now like to trouble Chinmay sir with my doubts, because
It's
I
okay.
have so many things to ask to you, sir.
Sure.
Before the podcast, I was just jotting down the questions, and I've come. Means it's not ending. I have so many things to ask you guys. So I would like to
Hare.
start with you now, Chinmay sir. First of all, please tell
Sure, sure.
us about you and your journey, your personal journey regarding pharmacy, where you started, where you studied, what is the story, and then we'll talk about the company and everything. Please tell us.
Sure. So myself, Dr. Chinmaya Mahapatra. I basically belongs to Odisha, a small village where you can see around 20 to 2 lakh people are living over there. So it is a very small village, you can say, but it is a biggest block in our state, Odisha. So that is the peculiarity about our state,
Okay.
my village. Okay, so I did my
Sir,
B
what is the
Farm,
name of your village?
Boriguma
Orium.
village. Yes. So I did my B Pharmacy in Jaipur College of Pharmacy, and thereafter I moved to Bangalore, where I did my postgraduate diploma in clinical research, where I learned the exact process how the drug formulations comes into the market after a vast clinical trial. Because at that time only we have completed our B Pharm, so that clinical trial idea was not there in our mind. So I got that information from that PGDCR course, and thereafter I joined one small company, but unfortunately that did not work, and I left that job, and I did my MPharm master's degree at Barampur University. And while doing my master's degree, I got GPET qualified. Then I got some kind of means I just secured the first position, and I applied for DST Inspire Fellowship. So as a university topper, I got that opportunity to get that DST Inspire Fellowship, and I started doing my PhD. Okay, so but as that we had applied for that PhD, so for getting approval it took around 2 years. So I can't wait for their approval, right? So I just moved to one company and I started my journey, professional career, where I joined as a QA officer, quality assurance officer at Seron Drugs Mumbai, and I worked there for one year, and then I joined IPCA Laboratories. It is a MHRA based company. So I did 1 year also. I worked over there, and when I got that intimation letter that yes, I can do the PhD with the DST Inspired Fellowship, then I just left that company, and then I moved back to Barampur University once again and to do my PhD. Okay, so while doing my laboratory work, I learned many things, and after 3 years down the line, I just applied for PV job. That is my first job, pharmacovigilance job. I applied for a job in Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, where you can't imagine 900 applicants were there, and out of them, we 30 people had got an opportunity, and we got selected. Okay, then I just thought that yes, that could be my field where we can work something and we can do. So that is the boost, the career boost, what you can say. So thereafter, I joined PV field, and I started my career over there, and I worked for them around 5 years. And after that, I just after completion of my PhD, means it took around 7 years. Okay, so after completion of my PhD, I just left that job, and I just moved to academics, because in academics it is having some value. So I don't want to go into the full fast life in a Mumbai city or in Bangalore city. I just want to keep quiet and do something for for benefit of the patients, right? So because I was just having 5 years of experience, so I did not go to any corporate world. Just I stayed back in academics. Then I thought that yes, when COVID came, at that time COVID came, right? So in
Right.
COVID, many companies they shut down, and they did not pay full salary to the employees. Then many things happened, right? We are not allowed to go outside. We are not allowed it to talk to some people, something, everything got stopped, right? So at that
Right.
time I thought that we should do something for ourselves, right? Because
Right.
till that day we were working for some other organizations. We are just earning some kind of money, and we are just doing something for others, right? But at that time we thought that no, we should do something for us which can give us financial benefit, and we can, and something they can, it will produce for us, right? So at that time I just started four or five, just that is not relevant to tell here, but let me share the experience, right?
No,
So I
please go
started
ahead.
I started with that Sujok Therapy Center. You might be knowing that one magnet is there which you can use to treat some acupuncture type, like you have to place it in
Yeah.
some kind of figure palm or your feet, something you have to place it,
Yes.
and it will work like some kind of medication, or just the mechanism behind that is it will attract the iron particles in our blood. So it will either, it will flow the it will enhance the speed of the blood flow, or it will reduce the speed of the blood flow. So that is the main mechanism behind that. So based on that they are giving the treatment. Okay, so I started
Okay.
doing that. I started doing that. I just created one website for that, and I learned how to create a website by own self. I did not
Okay.
hire any person that do a website for me. I did not go to any person. I just started doing it by myself only, because at that time YouTube was there, so YouTube is the best
Yes.
from where you
I've
can
seen
learn
your
something.
website and it looks like you've designed it on your own. The
Right.
material that is written over there seems that it is written by somebody, handwritten by somebody. It looks like that. Yes.
Right. So I did that, and I just few patients were started coming to my home, and I was just giving some kind of treatment to them, and I was just taking a token money, 200 rupees or like that. I was just taking, but later after a few days, I just thought that this is not my area, because I was more passionate about pharmacovigilance. So this is not my area where I'm going to give treatment or like that. I didn't think that it will work for me, right? Then I just left that one, and I started creating a website for a journal of pharmacovigilance and drug research, and it worked, right? It worked within 2 to 3 months, so it got published throughout the world, and all it was means very few days it took to reach to a larger number of people. So then I thought that yes, it will work, and now it is we have already published fifth volume, means it is in fifth year right now, fifth volume and fifth is issue, and that volume number 5 and issue number 2 already released. So already we have completed 5 years right now. So that is one part. And yes, the journal is okay for us, means it is doing well, quite well. And we have so many editors and reviewers on that who are working. And so that is ongoing. Okay. So meanwhile, I thought that why not we connect with pharmaceutical companies or patients directly to enhance the number of ADR reports. Because see, in India, you know, right, only few healthcare professionals who are trained, they are only reporting ADRs. Okay, they
Yes.
by any way, by one way or the other, they are reporting ADRs in India. So most of the pharmaceutical companies, if you say the monthly reports of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, so around 100 pharmaceutical companies, less than 100 pharmaceutical companies who are reporting safety data, ADR reports they are reporting. Out of that, for 60 or 70 are from MNCs, means they are having their headquarters in outside of India. We are only having 40 or 20, 30 to 40 pharmaceutical companies who are having their registered office here in India. They are reporting ADRs, right? What are
Right.
the why the others are not reporting? That questions came into my mind. Then I asked, and then I talked to a few of my friends. They said we don't have our ADR means safety reporting system over here. They are saying that we don't have our system in place. though they have quality assurance department, but they don't have any kind of safety reporting system. If you talk to the medical representative also, they are saying that no, we are just going to physicians and we are just expiring our drug and drug products and we are just coming back, but we are not collecting and safety information data from this. So that's why I
Right.
thought that there is a loophole. You can find out
Yes.
the loophole, right? So then I thought that yes, that could be a loophole where we can use
I think, sir, you've got stuck. Hello, Greg, you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah,
I can see you
yes,
moving.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe
Chinmay sir's screen.
just
Yeah.
just wait for a bit. Yeah, yeah, Chinmay.
sorry, sorry. Actually,
No
I got a
problem, sir.
call. That's why it
Yeah.
got connected
Okay,
disconnected.
okay. No problem. Can you
Just a
just
minute.
repeat
Can I
what you were
take that
saying?
call?
Yeah,
Can I
sure. Of
talk
course you
that
can.
take that
Yeah,
call?
yeah. Meanwhile, I'll
Okay.
speak to
I
Greg.
can I always can take it over. That
Yes. Yeah, Greg, please go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the great thoughts. I'll just continue what Chinmaya said, especially in India, that we see that of course the awareness of how to do that PVPI and all the processes is actually quite a bit complicated, especially in such not complicated. It's like a dense, absolutely dense, and like a sort of variety of rules here divided on states, divided on locations. There's 12 or even more official forms, right, for
Okay.
PVPI to report adverse reactions. There is a difference line. Okay, Hindi is about the 55-60% maybe, but what about the rest of the India, right? And about the different variety of patients and doctors that like they need to have all the understanding on that.
But actually, we
My
have
yeah.
Greg, we have forms, ADR reporting forms from PVPI. That is known as medicine side effect reporting form. That is present in 9 other vernacular languages, regional languages of India. Not only in Hindi, English, but we have all other languages like we have Tamil, Assamese, Odia, Punjabi, Gujarati, Marathi, all most of the languages, most of the major languages of different states. It is present. But of course, the loophole exists. Just
Mhm.
creating the form is not just the solution. If the people don't know about it and the people are not aware, then it's hardly somebody is going to report.
Downward deep in the PVPI website.
Yes, of course. Okay. So yeah, let's
So,
get back to Chinmay sir.
sure.
Um, so please, can you continue
So
about what
yes,
you were talking? Yes.
uh, about that, like I thought that we should do something for our own people who are
Mm.
living in a rural area or who are not educated enough to identify which is the drugs effect and which is its adverse events, right? And even if you see the hospitals, so if you ask the physicians also, they are very they're not enough educated to report ADRs. If you ask something to them, they will ask uh, how to report ADRs, whom to report ADRs, what will happen if we report ADRs, whether we will get some kind of financial benefit from that. So like that, few questions they will ask, and you can't imagine physicians they will say, if I will report ADR, then it will hamper my face value. Like they are afraid of reporting, though the it is a drugs property, still they will say that no, it will hamper my face value and the patient won't return to me again, so that's why that I don't want to report it. So that
Okay.
is the main challenges what is there in PV. So that we have to overcome, and for that reason we started giving training to corporate hospitals, and uh, yes, means where we can interact with the different physicians from different background, and we can tell them that yes, it is not your fault. It is the drugs property. We have to find it out, and we have to improve our information leaflet or patient information sheet or anything, we have to do that. So it will be helpful for the patient only. So that is the main area where we can work as a ClouisMed pharmacovigilance consultancy. And the pharmaceutical companies, those who are not having their own system in place, so we are ready to help them how they can start reporting ADRs to the government of India. That
Right.
we can do, like we can go for a training for 1 to 2 days and we can train them, we can place the SOPs in place. We can keep 4 to 5 people who will continuously work in the safety monitoring work, and they will start reporting the ADRs. So that is the thoughts, means how can we do something for our country, right? Because it is not
Make in India.
dependent on all the, right, right, because you see, if you check also, if you analyze the PV data also, the all the data are coming from metro cities, not from rural areas. So how can you come into a judgment that this drug will do this drug won't do this? How can you come into a judgment? So it is not possible, right? So if you broad your subjects, if you broad your research area, then only the exact informations will come into your picture. Unless and until you give it to a big population, you won't get exact information, right? So if you cannot restrict the marketing to a particular metro city and you can say that no, it is working well. No, not that, not like that. If it reaches to a rural area, rural people, then we'll see what kind of adverse event it is producing, right? So that is the
Exactly.
main thing. And main thing, and the a few peoples are there who are in connected, who are connected with me. They are doing public training programs, and they are just going out to uh, rural areas, and they are just doing some kind of events where we can join with them, and we can take a 30 minutes or 50-minute session, and we can tell them that yes, something, if goes wrong, then you have to answer, report it to government. Even if you know, if a drug is not effective, then the patient returns to the physician and saying that this drug did not work on me, please change it. So that is not the case. If it is not working on you, you have to report it first, right? Then you can go to the physician. But that patient is not educated enough. And so if you come to Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, their initiatives, they are very good. Okay, they have started here in 2010. 2010. Now it is 14 years right now, 14 years, right? So in 2010 they started ADR reporting process here in India, PVPI, and currently they have around 800 ADR monitoring centers in India. Okay, 800 plus ADR monitoring centers in India, where they have tied up with different government medical colleges, pharmacy colleges, and your hospitals. They have already tied up with all the persons, but the major role must be played by pharmaceutical company itself. They should have their own system to report ADRs for each and every product. They can't escape from saying that no, we don't have adequate employee, we don't have any training systems, we don't have any PV systems. So that is the main thing, where what is the loophole here in India. And we are just thinking that yes, through our consultancy we are ready to help them in anything they want, right? They suppose they want to do any kind of ICSR management, we can help them out. Okay, if they need any kind of QPPV service, you know, right? QPPV service means you have to
Yes,
be the
qualified
moderator. You
person.
have to be the
Yes,
moderator between a pharmaceutical company and the regulatory body. You have to tell
regulated
the
body.
information from here to there, there to here. So you
Yes,
have to train. You have to train the head QA head. Someone will be there, like appointed as a QA head in that company. You have to talk to them, and you have to start implementing their own system, and you have to generate the ICSRs, like whatever the products they are marketing. We have to collect the ICSR reports from them, and thereafter the role of PV app comes to play. Like we can use Greg's very innovative software. It is really amazing, you know. Like I have seen 5 to 6 softwares. Out of that, I can challenge that yes, the Greg software is best because many things are there, and it takes only 2 to 3 minutes to enter a ICSR, and it will generate the SEOMs in a fraction of second. So it is very quite very handy job. Means anyone can enter the information, and anyone can generate the data, and anyone can send it to the government of India or somewhere else, let it be. Okay, so that's why I just talked to Greg, and yes, I'm just quite happy, means fortunate that yes, he agreed, and we had a agreement with them, and currently, after that, 2 to 3 people, they approached me, and they are saying that are you managing ICSR? I said yes, I'm managing ICSR because we have our software, right?
Right.
So but before that, few people are there who are saying that for 100 cases, processing of 100 cases, they will charge around 6 lakh rupees, 6 lakh to 7 lakh rupees. It is quite high amount. So I said it is not required for us, because see, in India we have two softwares. One is Vigiflow. It is used by that government of India, and another is indigenous software, that is ADRMS. That is also working. That is also working, and I have my idea about that. So these two softwares are there currently. But if you go to pharmaceutical company, they will use Argus software or Oracle, some RSG software they are using. So it is also taking time. Don't think
Yes.
that it is
Or
not
they
taking
don't
time.
use software at all,
Huh?
and they all paper based. They could be all
Yes,
paper
paper
based
based.
and without
Yes,
any system. They have a mind based
yes,
sometimes.
yes. And for that, you need a huge manpower to enter all these information. Huge manpower is required to enter the data, and to review that data, and to correct the analyze data. So many things are there in the things. So why not using we cannot use the that PV app. It is very good, means I just started that to give a try, and I did it in 2 to 3 minutes. I said wow, great, because we are taking only 30 to 40 minutes for entering one single ICSR, where I did it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Then it is okay, na, great, means we can save our time, and it is also quite compatible, means very uh, convenient for what you can say. So that is one part. And about my company itself, I do provide QPPV work for any European client or any US client. I do provide QPPV work here, local QPPV. And the as you know, it involves your regulatory intelligence screening, then your literature screening. So all the tasks we can do it here. And the PV audits, pharmacovigilance audits, we have tied up with 2 to 3 PV auditors who can help us in auditing the site physically or maybe in remote mode. Hello.
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Yes, please continue.
Okay. So that's it. That's what I can say about our company.
Okay, okay, great. This is amazing. See, I already had this feeling when I first spoke to you over phone that I am not speaking to some ordinary person, and the task that you're doing is literally extraordinary. First thing, loving yourself, loving your country, and the concept of make in India. You have taken it literally, and at least someone's
Right.
there who's making something regarding pharmacovigilance or the softwares and everything, trying to make the process easy for our country people and especially for the rural people. Nobody thinks about them. That's a very good point that you raised, that generally if we are talking about the area reporting part and reports are coming from tier 1 tier 2 cities or metro cities mainly, means we are not actually exploring the ADR data. We are not actually exploring, and being such a largely densely populated country, the real data can actually come from some rural parts of India where people are not aware how to consume the medication. They don't know either if it is a syrup or if it is an injection, if it is a liquid or a solid dosage form, how to actually administer it or how to actually use it. So in such kind of places where people are not aware of taking or consuming the medication, what kind of ADRs they must be facing because of lack of awareness. So if we get the data from that, I think that would be the real um I would say the real power of, harnessing not only AI, ML, and everything, and the new technologies in healthcare system, but also for the PV systems that you are developing. And it is so amazing to hear all the things, the great things that you're doing. And I hope I someday could follow the same path. So I would like to ask you another question. Um, that see, you talked about the ADR reporting, sir, and we know it is a fact that in India we are reporting um, on a very less number, first of all. And there is like in India we have pharmaceutical companies in lots of SEZ areas, but also people are having very small or medium sized or scale industry also, where they're only producing two or three type of products. Maybe it is some tablet that they have mastered, maybe some capsule they have mastered. Okay, maybe that company will be very small scale in size, they have only five products, but they have mastered working on that product and they are just selling that. Okay, but there is no ADR reporting, there is no data, there is no safety data that is being submitted to CDSCO, being our WHO recognized official drug regulatory authority of India. CDSCO is not receiving any safety data on those 5, 10 products that those small scale, medium scale companies are producing. And what I believe for now, please correct me if I'm wrong over here, we are not even producing the data for the common man who's taking or consuming, like you and me, normal consumers of India who are taking medications from any pharmaceutical giant. Also, if we are taking any medication, I don't think there is any safety data going to CDSU on behalf of the company. The companies are not reporting, right? And especially the small scale and medium scale companies are so definitely not reporting. They have no clue that PV exists and all these things are required. So if we talk about Schedule Y, I think it came back. It came long back, right? We know on the floor. If we talk about on the floor, in real, the implementation of Schedule Y is very less. Number of ADR reporting and clinical trial, new drug clinical trial safety data reporting, everything is very less. So first question, I want to understand why is it so, and second thing is, if it is mandated by CDSCO and DCGI, तो वो दिन कैसा होगा? How would that day look like for the PV professionals or the manpower in PV, or for students, for pharmacy students who are craving for a corporate job or a pharma IT job? Would that day bring a better future for them? And one more question that I want to add, that okay, why are we only looking after that jobs opportunity will increase and everything? On a real human level, if we talk about the society benefit level, would increase in the implementation of Schedule Y and PV reporting and safety data reporting, as overall for India, would the patient life improve if we really start increase the reporting part for our country? Means the drugs that are being produced in our country and being consumed also in our company. What is your answer to these?
Oh, so many questions.
Yes. I told you. I'm gonna trouble you.
So
Yeah.
I believe we can start with the last one. This is definitely, I
Okay.
mean, Mitali, this is not a question. This is the statement that increased reporting and monitoring will directly increase the safety of all layers of all the societies, groups, communities, cities, rural areas, because medication, small pharmacy is everywhere. Here, even in village, there's a pharmacy, and I believe pharmacy is the one on across the kilometers. I mean, and this is definitely will increase. The situation with the smaller companies, of course, well known. India is a hub of generics companies, and they not realizing, or they just starting actually to realize that even generics, even theirs is already tested drug. It doesn't mean what it goes in real life. It's like when you're buying some I don't know, mobile, I don't know, cell phone. You have a cell phone on Android or whatever. You have some warranty there, right? And if your Android is not working or something, you know perfectly where to go. You stand up, you go to the official, I don't know, brand store service, and you think, oh, something wrong with my device. I bought it. I bought a lot. How much does your health cost? I mean, this is the more important than any phone in the world, and this is directly connected. So this service center about your health, generally we can detach. We know where well, of course there's Ayurveda and other medicine systems, let's say, but in the same time the medications and medical products and pharmaceutical products is attached directly to the human health already. I mean, any injury you have, this is impossible. This will be decreased in lifespan if you don't use medications at all. I mean, generally. So this is directly how it's in, like how it relates to you. So this monitoring systems is important directly how to treat, how to service your body, your life to produce good moments, health, children, family, work, community. I mean, the purpose of life of each human being. Sorry for that philosophical.
No, no, it's really required. Thank you
Right,
so
right.
much. Be your original you. Everything that you're saying is going to benefit the audience and improve the mindset of the students and the freshers who are watching this. So we really need it. Thank you so much, Greg, for an honest answer. Chinmay sir, what would you want to say about this?
Like now coming to Schedule Y, you raised a question, right? So Schedule
Yes,
Y is now outdated. No one is following that one, right?
yes.
So the we in India we do follow that guidelines for pharmacovigilance program or that MF, right? So that one guidelines report is there that we are following, and currently the second updated version is also going to come soon. It has been already reviewed by many stakeholders. So I think PV system is totally different from currently right now. And yes, I forgot your questions. What you asked
Yeah,
again?
I
Can
will
you
repeat
please
that for
repeat
you.
one by one?
What I mean
One
to
by one.
ask is, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, one by one. Let's take it one by one. It was heavy. I wanted to say it at once. It
Yes.
was heavy for me also. So my question is, Ki, right now, like there are many small scale, medium scale companies, okay, who are producing their own drug. And the consumers also are in India or it may be exported, doesn't matter. But the drug that is being produced, the manufacturing is happening in India. Okay, and people are consuming it, but they are not submitting their safety data to CDSCO, right? So first question is
That is
why
what
it is
that
like
is
that.
what I'm saying, that they don't want to invest money in ADR reporting system first of all, and here they are not getting trained employees. Means if you see only, if you if you give a post that I need five to few six people for our PV system, then all the freshers are applying for that job. Okay, they're not getting trained, experienced PV professional who can work for them. Okay, and for whom they are going to invest their money, so that it will be a fully functional system for them. That is the main loophole here in India. So that's why we can say that a few organizations are there in India who are giving training to the uh, graduates, graduates or postgraduates. They are giving the trainings, and after training they may apply for that job and they will get that job. But here means after graduation students are asking for a job in PV. So it is very difficult, and you can't expect that you will get a job in PV, because it needs your hard work, and it needs your smart work, right? You have to be active 24 hours. You can't sleep, and you can't enjoy your life simply. You have to be on work for 24 hours. Anything can happen in news channel. You can see something came out like 5 or 10 people got died after taking this medicine. So you have to check, means whether that product is yours or not, whose its product is this, what active material is there. So you have to be quite active, proactive in the monitoring the safety data. So that type of peoples we have to create by training them. And once we get that pool of people, then the company will also think that yes, I can hire them and I can start doing my our own PV system, and we can start reporting to the government. So if you ask a company people, pharma company people, they will say where I will get the people who will work for me in PV. So that is that answer. You can't give any answer to
But
them. They
I can
all
add that this is not only, oh, sorry, this is not only
Mhm.
about the PV as the only, we're not talking about the PV jobs. Even for the students, it's absolutely okay to start with the clinical trial side, to be a CTA. This is like
Right,
widely directly connected. And
right.
usually the path comes from the pharmacy. Pharmacists, the young pharmacists are becoming more aware in their job. Of course, they can go in the path of the distributor and that side, or they can switch to scientific and pharmaceutical manufacturer side, and they could go into the I mean get the education, go into the PI side like a principal investigator in post-marketing studies and
Right.
clinical studies first and first time.
Right. Okay. So I started my company, the Pharma Daily, in COVID second wave, and we started giving out trainings. We slowly got our training certified from ISO and different organizations, so that it becomes legitimate. And every now and then, I have second thoughts. Why am I training people regarding PV? Why am I using my software? Actually, we have an in-house software built for training purposes. Its name is Vigisolvo, and we provide at least the child who has covered, who's completed the graduation, has at least seen the software once, for once, how the interface looks like, what they're going to, if they go in a PV company, how it would look like. Because when I was in TCS as a fresher, when I started, many of the people who joined with me, because we don't work on softwares in pharmacy, 4 years of our BPharm degree course, we are not very much attached to the laptops, or we are not working on the softwares at all. We are the laboratory people. We are doing all the practical experiments and everything in the laboratory. So we are experts of that. If you will ask us, please tell me how to make a syrup, how to make the calamine lotion, I'll tell you the formula right away. But we are not very much connected with the computer side, or should I say the technical part of the knowledge. So that is why I decided to build this software, and we have made it just for the training purpose. And every now and then I get confused whether I'm doing the right thing. Is it even required? But both of you have just confirmed that yes, industry is not getting people who are trained. So I get the reference, and I get the confidence that yeah, I should keep on continuing this work. Because actually, and when I started back then, I saw people leaving a company like TCS because they were afraid of the software. Okay, they within 1 month they could not cope up with the software skills and with the corporate culture. So the kids who were like B farm freshers, very small ages there, they're not very old enough, no, not very mature enough. So they got scared of the app, the application and the software and the database, and then they left the job. A very good job, and it's so difficult to get a job in today's scenario, right? And leaving a job from such a big company, it's a big thing. So that made me realize that okay, somebody needs to come up and somebody needs to train people. Because for IT people, there are multiple institutes all over India who are training for different courses. There is PGDM, there is PGDCA, there is so many data analytics, data science courses are also there. But for pharma, there are literally very less number of companies or consultancies who are providing such good kind of trainings. So I'm gonna keep on continuing that. Thank you for building confidence in me that it is needed. So my next question, I'm coming back to you, sir. My next question is, um, what is the government's role in this? Like you're saying, ki, people are not doing pharmaceutical companies are not reporting because they don't have trained professionals. They don't want to spend money on it. What is the government's role in that? Does there need to be some stringent laws or something like that? Where is there some loophole from that end? Why is it not happening at a correct level?
I don't I don't think so, because the main thing is totally dependent on WHO Uppsala Monitoring Center's
Mm-hmm.
database, right? It is their requirement, what we can say, and the ADR reporting form that has been designed, it has been said that it is voluntary reporting. You can't
Mm-hmm.
force someone to start reporting, right? You can't force
Mm-hmm.
someone, and it is voluntary. So for that reason, we can train the people and we can make them educated enough so that they can come up with their end and they will start reporting. Government is doing their work very nicely. They have their own setup, and see, in 2010 they were having only 5 to 10 centers, ADR monitoring centers, and now currently they are having 800 centers.
800
and
centers.
annually you can imagine like 8,000 or 9,000 ICSRs are being submitted here in India. So it is going up, it is growing up, and we are getting more number of ADRs. But still, the initiative from the government side, right? You said like September 17th, we are having World Patient Safety Day, where we in India we do organize many conferences, webinars, many physical events. So it all the hospitals, medical colleges, they will start doing activities here and there. So many people are becoming active in that month, and after that again this is a break.
The
so
effect fades away.
so
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, so that spirit we have to keep it up for a whole year, then only we'll
Right.
get more number of reports.
Right.
So I think it will grow, means after in next 5 to 10 years we may able to see a good number of reports from pharmaceutical companies also, and from patients also. Because currently if you see, there is very less number of ICSR which is being generated from the patients directly. All healthcare professionals or pharmaceutical companies, they are involved in all these work. Patients are still a long way back, like they have not yet started reporting, you can say. Very few people they are reporting. But once the patients will come into picture, then you can't imagine how many reports you will get. You will get daily thousands of cases you will get. So we have to make them educate. That is the main area where we have to work.
I would add that the government side here is, of course, to first of all, not to ruin that flow, and the second one is, of course, to align the guidelines and rules of how to make the
Mm.
certain thing. And the third one, I believe that's the funding of that. This is really important to make it not like a niche and limited by the commercial resources. It should be pushed like from top to bottom. Yeah, so pharmacist, anyone, any person can just like free to attend to the like every Monday, let's say you can go in some center, and I mean administrative center like in a little city, and take at least like a online course, right? So some companies can be sub vendors for all that process, so that will be a wide uh, network to be aware about the ADI reporting, about the pharmacovigilance generally, about the how to report that to the government level, and why to do so. So this is like getting back a bit, just a minute to the previous topic about the commercial side, like generics companies and others. They also have maybe just started planning the budgets for that. Any even super small, even absolutely super small company that want to work here, they need at least two pharmacovigilance persons. If I'm right, like Chinmaya, there should be like a QPPV as generally,
PPPV.
and someone else. I mean, someone else, because in no pharma process, especially in pharmacovigilance, can be without a quality check. So there should be at least two persons in any smallest, like to 10 people pharma company. And the main reason here is, apart from fines, and fines are big, there's recent stories about pharmacovigilance, how medications basically killed the people in Africa, in Gambia, and then in Uzbekistan, in my home country. And
Mm.
this was like hundreds of, there was about 100 children being passed away because of that, and 20 in Uzbekistan. And this is directly was because the pharmacovigilance system didn't work well. Like something already happening in one country, the other countries like just don't aware. They will know about it after 3-4 months, when actually already late, because just multiply that on these 3-4 months. So apart from that, this is, of course, not only because of fines. The more and more companies will realize that pharmacovigilance and post-marketing data is the great insight. This is source of data for the insights. And I believe that in future, getting back to the roots, that in future, the pharmacovigilance will become not the cost center, it will become the profit center, for the one of the profit
Mm.
centers for the pharmaceutical companies. So that will be basically up to down the situation with jobs, how, where awareness, funding, and all that investments in here.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Great. So, Greg, this brings to me one more question regarding the PV app. Do you think someday we would be, helping out in the signal detection part as well? Like you're saying, in a particular country or city or state, if we have a large number of people dying because of a particular drug, we would be able to detect that, okay, there is a high alert of signal of ADR signal that we are seeing in this particular region of the globe, and we can report to the other side and tell them that, okay, you need to be aware of this formulation, and not keep on circulating it, or maybe it should be withdrawn from the market or something, so as to keep the common man safe from that medication. Do you think we would be able to
I believe so,
reach
and
there?
moreover, we will switch to the prediction medicines. I mean, prediction medicines means that it saves, it stops you to and notifies you before you start taking the drug, not when you're already dealing with consequences. When you have,
Hmm.
for example, you buying some medications that not work well together, and that being discovered by the on the early stage when you just paying for that. So the particular system can compare these points and say, no, just stop doing that. I mean, don't take the two medications or with some certain thing. And of course, the post-marketing, when you collecting data and can provide early detection system, not when like all the signals are triply confirmed, when you can just switch down the filter level and understand, okay, the safest option is this, the less safest option is this.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
I would now move towards the. So you want to add something, Chinmay sir?
No, no, no. You can go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. I would like to move towards the last question for today's podcast, hoping for more of such kind of fruitful meetings, because the new generation needs to know the things that you are sharing today on the podcast, and would love to have you on more podcasts with the Farmer Daily, because I think we have just had an introduction of you guys today. We haven't gone to the deeper levels, right? There are so many more things to discuss on the technical aspects of pharmacovigilance. Now, by now, and by with the help of today's podcast, people would and the audience would just realize who they are listening to, right? and yeah. So my last question for today's podcast is just that: what would you want to give as a message to the audience, or the freshers, the graduates, the freshly graduate students? who are, planning to pursue their career in some or the other pharma IT or pharma corporate jobs or pharmacovigilance or clinical trials, clinical data management? What is your message, both of you? Any one of you can
For
go
great.
first. Yes.
Okay. So for graduates or freshers, I would like to say that instead of going for production QA QC job, uh, it is better to uh, go into pharmacovigilance field or clinical research field, where they can interact with international peoples, and where they can gain a good amount of money as a salary. But in production QA QC, it is means, industrial job, what you can say, and you have to be work in a single workplace where you won't get time to interact with other people. So you can't get time to interact what is going on in other areas of your region. You won't be able to know. So I think it is the best field, either PV or your clinical research, because here you can interact with patients. Here you can interact with physicians. Here you can interact with different CROs, companies, many. Here you can here the opportunity is also very good, right? And I would like to suggest freshers, if they are having some kind of support, financial support from their home, then they can start their own firms. Either it may be a consultancy or it may be some kind of small organization they can start. Because uh, my advice is to start their own setup, own business, instead of going and doing the regular job from 10 to 5 o'clock. So that I won't suggest. So it is better to start their own setup and become an entrepreneur. And that is the message what I would like to say. Yes, Greg,
Okay.
you can add something.
Yeah, my main, again, philosophical topic. This is not just treat it as not just a job, right? This is the
Mhm.
purpose. The jobs are many, purposes are just few. Purposes are
Right.
paid way bigger than jobs. And
True.
any AI technologies, blockchain technologies, I mean, any buzzwords, this should not distract you from that way to your purpose. The clinical and pharmacology already faced. I mean, it was long before the internet, and the more lifetime of all clinical studies was in the times when there was no computers. There was papers, there was questionnaires, and then there was a moment when computers just appeared, and I believe. There was the same talks that now computers will take our jobs, what we will do without our papers, right? And then all the industry embraced it, and now it's the direct part of whole processes. The same will be with AI. AI now is something that, oh my God, now we will not we can't find a job with that. No, of course not. And I would say more in the few years, we'll see another level of that AI. We'll see another technologies that will be more influence on you. I mean, there will be precision medicine, predictive medicine, new medical technologies like narrow interfaces, and all that fields are connected with it. So will it take your job? No, I see only the more jobs here. And the most important is, of course, to put time on it. Put the time on it. Just sit someday and Google something, could chat with ChatGPT, chat whenever you want. Uh, with professionals, go to the courses, talk with Chinmaya, talk with Mitali, or talk with some experienced person whenever you can find. Find if you can't find this certain job, find something near that, so you will have access to your purpose. So th- that's my message maybe.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for showing
Thank you,
up,
Vitana.
and thank you for giving your precious time to us. The audience, as I said from the beginning of the Pharma Daily, the students, the professionals, the freshly graduate people really need this kind of talk. They really need confirmation, reaffirmation from people like you, who have watched the system of PV and the field of PV grow, and can also see the future forecast of how things are going to be in the next 10, 20 years down the line. So thank you so much for making out time for us, and it was
Thank you,
lovely
Vitana.
speaking with you. And I had so many doubts in my mind that I got clarified, and I'm sure the people who will be watching the podcast will also get a clarity about all the myths that they were, building upon their in their mind, and especially about the AI part, especially about the job worry about the jobs and everything. That is going to get soothed for many of the people. So that was Greg Mitchell's, the CEO of PV app, and also Dr. Chinmay Mahapatra, the director of ClouisMed. And I was fortunate enough, guys, to speak to two extraordinary men who are passionately in love with their profession. And they are keenly looking forward 24/7 that some or the other way they want to 1% make the life of patients and the patient safety better. So this is the kind of passion we need to build in our life as a fresher or as a professional, so that we can also someday reach where they are today. And someday someone would be calling us on their podcast, and then they'll be asking for our advice. So that's the goal. And we need to follow the paths that they have showed us today. So thank you for watching the podcast, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
you guys can follow Greg and Dr. Chinmay on LinkedIn, and connect with them for all your queries and everything. And I'm sure they'll love to help you out. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
चिन्मय सर, आप थोड़ी देर और रुक पाएंगे?